is. He'd be in tonight, like, but if he isn't, he isn't.
3-5-4 thumb.
3-4-4 thumb. So I'm just gonna. I've already got a comment on the channel already. Probably see the kids in the background and all.
Yeah.
I've had to shut the window.
Are they just playing in garden? 3-5-4.
I know. Well, welcome to the Mackem Cabbie show. We've got Jacob E, the Yorkshire Mackem. How you doing, mate?
Very well, thank you. Good evening. How are you, sir?
How are you doing? No, I'm not too bad. We should be expecting Davey soon, so I don't know what's happening, whether he's being held up or he might not be. Well, as far as I'm concerned. Got Derek in the chat already. You alright, Derek? How you doing, mate? He says, no comment on SAFC. Lots going on behind the scenes. Big shocks shortly concerning ins and outs. Oh, there we go. That's according to Derek. Big shocks. What would you class as shocks, Jacob, for players going out? Then, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be a shock
Clark.
if Clark went, because we're sort of expecting it. I think it'd be a bit of a shock if Pato went.
Pato, yeah. Ballard, but I don't think Ballard's going to leave it. Pato's in middle though, and it's like he could go, but at the same time, he won't get game time, will he? If he goes to a Premier League club, maybe if he went to a Championship club, yeah. But no, I think let's just keep Pato, and then later down the line, maybe sell him on.
Yeah,
if you want.
There's a few people saying, like, Pato's not this and he's not that, but I think he's the best what we've got at the minute, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Ken Walton, member of the channel's come in here. All right, mate, how you doing? This is good evening from Cornwall. Got a latest as well. Half time. Sun under 21s 0, West Ham 1. At the moment, that's just like half time. It's quite weird that, because sometimes YouTube shows all the games of the under 21s, and then sometimes just don't. So it's pretty weird.
They've got a good manager, the under 21s, haven't they? Graham, can't remember his surname now, but I know his first name's Graham. Seems like a decent bloke and a decent coach.
Oh God, absolutely. Oh, I think I can just see Davey coming in just a minute. I'm going to see if I can. Trying to find out if I can bring Davey in. He's there. I can see him. I don't know if he knows because he has to come in the server first.
Yeah.
So I know. I put something on the poll. The fact, like, is it panic stations? The fact, like, we haven't appointed a coach yet, or would you reckon there's absolutely no rush at all?
I mean, I won't panic just yet, because it's still quite a while away. But of course, if it got to maybe end of July and we still haven't got all, then yes, definitely panic. But no, not at the minute. I think don't rush, but also don't just sit back and do. No, I think just go in the middle, just still find someone and keep searching. Though
Yeah,
have a moderate approach, but do it sooner rather than later is what I say.
I would say so. I'm just trying to get.
Are you panicking though, or are you just casual about it?
I don't know. I'm sort of 50-50 at the minute, to be quite honest with you. I'm just trying to get Davey on the channel here. To just bear with me, folks. I can see him. I think all he has to do is come in the incoming call, join call. Hi, Davey. All right?
Hello.
How you doing, fella?
Champion Son, am I right? It seems different.
Trying to think. You got to join me server. Hold on a second.
Do what I do this for? You normally come straight up.
You know. Just bear with us a second. I can see you. You can see your face there. You had a good. Have you had a good day, Davey?
Open the sun.
Right. I'm just trying to. Can you see my server where it says the Mackem
Oh.
Cabbie server
No.
on the left-hand side?
Left hand side.
Can you see it, Jacob lad?
Cabbie. Yeah, I've got Mackem Cabbie up. Search media. Create a new group with Mackem Cabbie.
Hold on a second. Hold on. If you just hang up a second, Dave.
Hang up.
Hang up, mate. Yeah. Hang up and come out that chat
Oh, yeah.
if you can.
Well, you need fucking Aaron. What the fuck?
Right. I'll just hang up on here. That's it. We're getting there slowly. Right. Can you still leave us, Jacob?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. We're just trying to get Davey to come across. So you should be able to see the because you can see the Mackem Cabbie server on the left, can't you?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get
It's just
Davey.
Davey.
I'm just trying to get Davey to come across. He usually just comes straight in.
So we're still streaming.
Yeah, we're still streaming. We're all okay
Yeah.
to go. Yeah. Just trying to work out how to get Davey across.
Yeah.
Create an invite. Oh, there we are. I've invited him. He should come on now there. So while we're waiting for Davey, then we just get a few like thingamy-doodles. I've invited him. He should be in very, very soon. So yeah, we're talking about players are going to be shocks, some shocks, ins and outs. Is there any players that you could think you'd be shocked if they just decided that was it, they were gone? And I was shocked when Pritchard left and stuff. Roberts is still tied down with a contract, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, Patterson, I'm hoping he doesn't leave, but it will be a shock if he did.
Aye, I know.
But I'm sure he won't, 'cause I'd like to think that, his heart and soul is still with the club,
Oh, aye, absolutely.
I think he's even from the area, isn't he? A North East lad, Pato. I think he's from the North East somewhere.
Well, him and Dan Neal are, aren't they? Both of them.
Yeah, Embleton as well. Embleton's from Sunderland as well.
Aye. Ah, there's Davey, just joined the channel now. Are you alright,
Yeah.
Davey, lad?
When I get my picture on.
We've got you loud and clear.
There we are.
Hey, there we are. Hey, Presto.
No, don't eat like that.
Right.
Just have me beer.
I'm just gonna
How we doing?
get your Hampson mugs up on there. Right. We've got Jacob on the channel again tonight, Davey.
Good.
Nice to see you again, Davey.
Nice. Cheers, good, Jacob.
I'm just getting your screens on there because I've had a few people request saying we need to make the our pictures and stuff a little bit bigger so we can see your faces. There we go. That should be a lot better. Right. We're still all okay to go. I said before, Davey, Derek says no comment on the SAFC. Lots going on behind the scenes. Big shocks shortly concerning ins and outs. And have you heard anything, Davey, in the bandwagon? Is any in the rumour mill any players that surprisingly they weren't expecting that could be gone?
No, I've heard nothing. It's like unbelievable how there's nothing happening at the club at all.
Well, I've heard rumours Dodds and Proctor might be leaving because they've said, the next bloke might want to bring his own people in. So,
I mean, is Speakman leaving? That's another thing. That would change things, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, it's mixed feelings about Speakman because it's like he has brought good players in, but that's he's messed up on. So, never a dull moment.
Oh.
Speaking
I thought we'd have had some movement by now, like, because it's a massive sum of this, and the quicker they get started, the better.
Well, are you amazed that the fact like there still hasn't been anything from the owners? Not even a statement about thanks fans for supporting us at the end of the season.
No.
No.
It's amazing, Cabbie. I mean, think about this logically. You think they'd want to sell some season tickets, wouldn't you? Like, come out and big you up a bit and say things are going to be great, but that's just silence.
Yeah. I'm surprised on social media there's not like more fans kicking up a fuss about it. I think we seem to be just like sitting back and thinking like, it's all right, we're all on a summer holiday. But I tell you what, things are moving quick, Dave. Before you know it, the pre-seasons will be starting. Once the Euros start and once the Euros are finished, we're knocking on the door starting the league. I think you mentioned that, Jacob, didn't you? It's like before you know it, the season's going to start again.
Yeah.
But that's another problem, Cabbie. When there's a Euros on or a World Cup on, they always say, there'll not be any signings till after the World Cup, after the Euros. So that's going to keep things back.
Well, you're just talking a month, aren't you? Because the Euro's gone on for a month, and then you're talking a month later, the footy season starts with the pre-season. And I mean, let's face it, we want a head coach in well before pre-season starts. We need the head coach to get to know the club and the players.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got. I can't remember now what the dates are, but they got to Spain in the middle of July, didn't they?
I think so. Just bear with us a second. I'm just going to get a drink of water. Hold on. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of rumours, though, isn't there? There's a manager from the Bundesliga that's coming, possibly. Danish fella.
But that's the thing. That's the trouble, Jake. All you get now is rumours, and not a word from the club.
No,
that's what's so frustrating.
Russian scandal.
Oh.
Dougie Stewart in the chat says, "Hi guys, hope you're all well." Derek UK says, "Murty." Derek UK says, 8 million bid for Rig is about to come and launch at Sunderland. So,
Well, you mean 8 million bid? They didn't have to bid now. Well, he's not under contract.
That's so human.
Get him for now.
Did he not sign it? Has he not signed anything? Sunderland?
No. He cannot sign a pro contract until the 30th of June.
Aye. I mean, he'd be a massive miss. I mean,
yeah. What you get is a ghost of tribunal coming, and you get compensation.
He's apparently might be going to Man United, but
you're not going to. And they're all in for him apparently, but like it's all rumours, man. I think he'll sign with Sunderland.
I mean, Man United, they're just dull. I think they're a dull club, Man United. I mean, no offence to Man United fans, but they're just boring.
Well,
their atmosphere is boring. At Old Trafford, the atmosphere is a library. It's an absolute library.
Yeah. I reckon it's just a matter of time before the rumour mills start with Amad Diallo again. You can see it happening, can't you? Because he just looked out of sorts against the Arsenal match. He never got a touch. He's just, I can see all that starting again. John Murray says, no point appointing a manager, as the club will want Speakman to sell anyone of real value. But yeah, as you said before, didn't you? We don't know what's happening with Speakman. Is he staying? Is he not?
No. He normally comes out by now and gives you a report on the season that's been, and he tries to sell a few season tickets by saying things are going to change and all this, and we're going to do this and do that. But there's been nothing. It's as if the club's dead. Shut.
I mean, usually with clubs, you get like a written statement from the chairman or someone at least, thanking the fans. But I just think it's really, really strange. There's just
Nothing.
and nothing. I mean, does KLD know something that we don't? I mean, there was rumours, weren't there, a month ago that he was thinking about selling up. How do we know that he's not planning to do that?
Yeah.
Because all these rumour mills are going to circle until he communicates with the fans. Maybe he's got now to say it at the minute. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what he wants to say. Maybe he's thinking about how he needs to break the news, whatever it is he's going to say.
Another one, Cabbie. Interesting coming up. 2 weeks' time, you've got to put your retained list into the league.
Mm-hmm.
Well, surely you would think logically you would want your new coach involved in your retained list, wouldn't you?
We would say so.
Why? It's just logical, like.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Have you been on Total Sport much, Dave? I've not heard tonight's show. Like, have you? Have they said much? Have you heard it tonight?
Nah, it's not really. Just no to speak about.
No to speak about. We've got more. We've got more patter on here.
Aye, definitely.
Did you hear me on the other night when we cat?
Aye. Were you pussy?
Aye.
Keep it PG. Keep it PG.
Oh, it was a good laugh, wasn't it? Derek's also said, Club Insider says KLD is changing the model to get his number one choice, who is insisting on bringing his own staff.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it needs it, doesn't it? I mean, would you think the club's? You think the club's better off without Speakman?
Well, I think it's better off with a manager, like a manager coming in and doing what he wants to do. So if KLD's going to tweak that and get someone in with his own staff, I think that's a good way forward.
It just seems to be the fashion now, doesn't it? Head coach. Is it only a matter of time before managers are no longer managers?
Yeah.
Is that what's going to happen? Do you think? I mean, when was the last time Sunderland had a manager?
Were it Phil Parkinson? I think it was Phil Parkinson, wasn't it? Phil Parkinson, and then from Lee Johnson onwards, I think it's been coach.
Yeah, well, since he's come, isn't it? Since he's come. They appointed Lee Johnson, didn't they?
So Lee Johnson was the start of the coach carry-on.
Yeah.
He was, yeah. Johnson, Neil, Mowbray, and then... but I can see why they changed to coach, because look at the recent managers we had, they failed, didn't they? So they might have wanted a fresh start, so... You just don't know, do you?
Topsy T83, welcome on the channel, mate, on the chat. He says, for Rig, he says, cash plus Rig for Ahmad, I'd sell for that. And Derek says, dialogue, meaning Diallo, is staying put at Man U. Topsy's said what we've all been saying as well. The silence is deafening from the club at the minute. They're either doing nothing or something big is going to happen, mate. Either way, only time will tell. Ken Walton, the member, says, brilliant, Dave. Dave Joblin says, Sunderland are going down. And Derek says, apparently Will Still has given us an ultimatum. So a few things to chew on there. We'll go
I don't think we're going down.
No, I can't see it, but we'll go with what
there's more chance of... We say there's more chance of you marrying Mother Teresa, isn't there, Cabbie, than us going down.
Well, you never know. Forget that shovel.
Oh, more chance of Newcastle winning a trophy.
So what do you reckon to that then, what Topsy T's is saying? The reason why there's a big silence, because either he's preparing for something big's going to happen, or either way. You know, like there's something boiling in the cauldron and is it just going to boil away? And it's like, well, how then spill the beans? Because all we're hearing at the moment is the stadium improvements and the fanatics that we're going to be improving the club shop and going to be improving the merchandise and stuff, but absolutely sod all well what's going on generally at the club, with the owners.
Yeah. It's as if the playing squad doesn't matter. It's as if they're trying to do everything but get a team.
Yeah, and there's been the farcic as we've said about the moving the bricks with the fans' names on. They've already started getting the pitch and stuff sorted up. I don't know if there's any concerts at the stadium in the summer.
Springsteen's on next week.
That's his second time he's been at the stadium.
Right.
L12 Bong, how are you doing, mate? Your keys just come onto the channel. It would be good to offload players first, then offer a new manager or head coach an incentive with a war chest of money. Do you think that's a good idea? A war chest of money. When was the last time Sunderland presented a war chest of money?
I don't know. I can't remember now.
I mean,
Yeah.
I suppose Ellis Short, he wasn't stingy of splashing the cash, was it? But we had Martin Bain, and it was the woman that was in charge as well. Oh,
Woman.
yeah, there was Martin Bain and I'm trying to think who was the last one. They just made an absolute pig's ear of appointments and bringing people in. Margaret Byrne, that's the one. You know, we had plenty of cash coming in from Ellis Short, but we had just muppets who had no idea what they were doing with it.
Well, it's the people he had around him, innit? Short, you know, they were messing up his money. Yes, he wanted a good owner, but at the same time, they just, you know, if it was your money, how would you feel? Because you had Defante, one of them, wasn't it? He had someone working with him called Defante.
Yeah.
It was just awful, absolutely awful.
I mean, the way we plummeted from the top flight and gone straight down into Division 1, like the trapdoor was open twice. I mean, there's something drastically wrong. I mean, don't forget, when we came back down from the Premier League, we were supposed to get the so-called parachute payments, the 80 million or so. Why didn't that benefit Sunderland in any which way, shape or form? Now, I'm just presuming here. I don't know. Did Sunderland have to pay some of that back? I don't know. But it didn't benefit Sunderland one iota getting relegated from the Premier League, did it? It didn't do a thing.
Went straight through.
No.
You know, so for years now, our club's been ran absolutely terrible, absolutely awful. From the time we were finishing consecutive 7th off top with Peter Reid, and when we had Big Sam, and the minute Big Sam left, right, to go to England, that's when everything just capitulated and just collapsed right from then, and we've been run like a dog's dinner.
Yeah. Well, when Donald and Methane came in, did you not think that was a bit of hope as well? It was a fresh start. Did you not have that feeling of, it's a fresh start now?
I think we all did.
When they came in. They ended up being as useless, didn't they?
Well, I thought like we all had a bit of hope because we didn't really know anything about them. It was just nice to see like, we're going in a new direction here. But they were very sort of Michael Beale type, especially Charlie Methven, Salmon Pants. He was good at talking the talk. Charlie Methven.
I was on Total Sport nearly every other week. I think Donald was on Total Sport.
Aye. And that's when I started to smell a little rat than the fact, like, do your owners really... It's like they were over the top getting involved in social media. Are you with me here, yeah?
They went too far, didn't they, the wrong way? When they used to drink in Colry Tavern before the match and that. I'm like, no way.
Now, I don't want to double standards here by saying, like, we're mourning the fact, like, KLD hasn't... We've got this terrifying silence. I mean... But Donald and Salmon Pants, they went just OTT, and I thought like, wait up here, this doesn't seem quite so right, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You want someone in the middle.
You want someone in the middle that, you know, gets the head down, gets the business done, and in important times, or just gives us little brief updates. Just sitting on the table, shuffling his paper like he's reading the news, and just saying, addressing the fans, what's happening and how things are going. Just like having a meeting at work, your boss calls you all in and just say blah blah blah, a bit of an update. That's all we really ask for. Like I say,
Cabbie, they should use Total Sport. I mean, they used to. I mean, the last time anybody representing the club was on Total Sport was Alex Neil. He done a phone in on Total Sport. I rang in and spoke to him and everything. And since then, there hasn't been a soul on from the club at any stage. And yet Newcastle's had players on. They've had the CEO on talking for the night. They've had, loads, but nothing from Sunderland. And yet Simon Pride invites them on and he doesn't get no He doesn't even get an answer, never mind whether they'll come or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know they've got the regulars like Marco and all that, like, but I mean, it's. I remember one of your calls to the show, Davey, the fact like when you said to Simon Pride and like, well, do you not think that's a bit disgusting? They've not even answered you back. Well, Simon Pride didn't know what to say. I remember listening to that. You said like, well, do you not think that's disgusting, Simon? The fact like they've not even been bothered to answer you back. What does that say? What does that say about our owners and what's going on at the club?
It is. It's terrible.
If they cannot respond to a BBC radio station that represents the clubs, then what the hell chance have you got?
No, it's really soul destroying at the minute. There's just nothing happening, and it just gets you down like.
Derek says we need 2 proven strikers and a class defensive midfielder, I think. Elbong says the lawyer. John Murray goes Ellis. Yeah, he did pay. Of course, Ellis did pay the debts off. He did, says Derek. Cost him a fortune. Colin says, I just think that these lot are taking us as mugs and I don't trust them. Ken, our member, says, can I ask the panel, what was their first recollection of a Sunderland player scoring a hat-trick? Well, there we go.
Ooh.
So basically, what was your first memory of a Sunderland player scoring a hat-trick?
I can't remember me.
Gary Rowell at St James's.
1979.
I don't know what year it was, but they won 4-1 and Rowell scored a hat-trick.
Was he a good player, Rowell, before my time?
Brilliant.
Was he? What was so special about? I know he scored goals, but what was so special about him? Like, was he an all-rounder player? Was he just? Did he score belting goals?
No, he was a little player, but he just knew where the net was.
Aye.
The same as a bit like Pop Robson. Pop Robson wasn't a wonderful player, but he knew where the net was.
Didn't Pop Robson play for Newcastle before Sunderland?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And West Ham, played for West Ham and all.
I think he was part of the team that got promoted in 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ken Knightington, manager then, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Oh.
He was a Sunderland lad, wasn't he? Sorry, Jacob.
I can't remember hat-trick, a place, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Chris Maguire scored a hat-trick, did he, against Southend in League One?
He scored one against us.
No, for Lincoln.
Aye.
You know.
When he went out to Johnson on the touchline.
I know.
Yeah.
He didn't really want to celebrate in front of the fans, but he was really cheesed off with Johnston. Like he loved the fans, Maguire, and I think the fans liked him. It was just a mess. Do you know what I mean? It was just everything was gone back a woman. But Gary Rowell was a Sunderland player, wasn't Sunderland born lad?
I come from Norwich.
Did he come from Norwich?
Sunderland's coming from Norwich.
Tell you a player I didn't realise. A player called Wilf Rostron.
Wilfie Rostron, aye.
He's a Mackem. He's a Sunderland born and bred, isn't he?
Aye. He played for Watford though. We signed him from Watford.
Did he have a good?
He was good and all. Little tricky winger.
He was good. He had a spell for Sheffield United and all.
Aye, Wilfie Rostron.
I'm trying to think what hat-tricks. Because I mean, my days is I was religious going to the stadium to Roker Park. That was my That was my days, obviously, because it was nearer for me because I lived there.
Cabbie Davey must have scored a hat-trick for Sunderland. That's an interesting. You'll have to ask Google.
There was honestly, I went to the reserve games as well. I mean, even one of the Sunderland boys. But I went to every single match at Roker Park. For a few years, that was my second home, and there's that many probably hat-tricks. I cannot probably pinpoint any, to be honest with you. I remember one game, and I think it was early 90s. I was running late, and I missed my train coming to Sunderland from Carlisle, and I managed to get in at half time at the Roker end, and it was 0-0. I can't remember who we were playing, but all the goals came in the second half. And we won 4-0, and Don Goodman scored a hat-trick.
I don't know. Well, there you are. That's Don Goodman.
So, and I can't remember the team we were playing, but I was chuffed a bit because at full time we won 4-0, and I says, I was late. I've come all this way just to see the second half, but I've seen all the goals. Derek says, Nick Sharkey, Pixel Rich, hello lad, how are you doing? Welcome, evening lads. He says, my daughter has just left mine with tears of joy. 27 years ago tonight, I took her to the final game at Roker Park. Apart from the Peter Reid days, it's been a life of lows for her, and it has for a lot of us, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
Topsy T, Craig Russell v Millwall when he scored 4. Ken says John Lathan 1972 against Portsmouth. Lowest gate at Roker Park during 3 day a week. John Murray says yes, Topsy was there at the start of the Reid revival. Pixel Rich says yeah, hat-trick Gary Rowell at St James's Park, February 79. He was actually there at St James's Park.
Yeah, I was there now.
Were you?
Oh, aye. Wayne Entwistle scored the 4th goal.
Just before my time.
Was it? Played in blue and all. Someone played in blue.
Very similar to the Chevron strip, the blue one. The Hummel one, as we all know.
Yeah.
Just catching up with some more of these chats coming in. Nick Starkey, when I was 10 years old, says Derek. Bong says Frank Worthington must have scored a hat-trick for the lads. Davey, Frank Worthington?
Scoring a hat-trick, like, but I used to love him, like.
Was he a mountain of a player, was he?
He was a maverick, like Cantona.
Was he?
Aye. Tremendous player. Tremendous skill.
Was that in the days where we had that white strip with the tiny thin red stripes in the middle?
Aye.
Can you remember that strip, Jacob? Like, just looking at it.
Which strip was that?
The white strip with the tiny pin stripes of red going down the front. There was only about 2 or 3 of them.
What season was this?
Oh, Davey, what season was that?
God, I'm hopeless in the years.
It's a weird strip. It was more white than anything.
Nick Pickering, I remember Nick Pickering playing in that.
Aye.
Frank Worthington didn't know.
I remember that away kit we had that were like a creamy white colour, and it had a bit of claret red with it as well.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I actually quite like that away kit, actually.
John Murray says they were top at the time. Totally unexpected. Class, and I think we hardly lost our game for the next 20 or something. D. Hall says Gary Rowell was born in Sunderland and raised in Seaham, Davey.
We signed him from Norwich, so I don't know where he was born, but we signed him from Norwich.
Aye. So he was born in Sunderland, Gary Rowell.
All right.
Aye.
Well, Stan Cummins, he's from Middlesbrough, I think, isn't he? But he played for us. Stan Cummins.
Little Stan.
Is that the guy with the tash?
Aye. Tiny little, like one of the littlest players you've ever seen.
He scored against Newcastle as well.
Yeah.
At Roker Park.
I remember when he scored the winner at Anfield in front of the Kop.
Magic. Absolutely magic.
It's
The
just
team,
a shame, innit?
the team. When I started just slowly coming into supporting Sunderland, when I was really young, it was when they had the Cowie strip, and I mean, mate Jason Webster used to walk past my house, General Havelock Road, with his hat and scarf on. But I was too young then. My parents wouldn't let me go to the games. I had to wait another year or two. But there was some canny players, and then went. I mean, little Clive Walker. You think he was a canny player, Davey?
Aye, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, my first memory, Cabbie, of Sunderland was 2010-2011 season when we had Henderson, Welbeck, Asamoah Gyan, you know, Bolo Zenden, Nedim Manoa. You know, it's just how times have changed.
That'll be the year we beat Chelsea down there 3-0, won't it?
Oh yes,
Live on Sky.
Bolo Zenden's terrible chicken dance.
That was either New Year or Christmas time, wasn't it? It was Stevie Bruce that was in charge of that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2010. Aye.
Topsy T83 says, apart from the no news from the club, is everyone else counting down the days till they release the new kits? I'm so excited. I love the Hummel kit, me. And I think you speak for a lot of people. I mean, especially for me as well. My greatest day supporting the club was the Hummel days. Really did like it, and I think for a lot of people as well. What you guys thought on that?
Yeah, maybe see a few retro shirts, but in modern day style. Maybe we could maybe go for, you know, the blue away shirt that Eric Gates wore. You know, we had some memorable moments in that kit, like beating the Scum, you know, in the semi-final playoffs.
Cabbie.
Hello.
They could play in the Jarmers for me as long as they're scoring goals and winning.
So there we go, Topsy T. Davey says we can play in our pyjamas as long as we're winning.
And the dressing gown as well, Davey.
Aye.
Well, so long as it's a red and white pyjamas, you know.
Aye.
Definitely not. Definitely don't allow any black and white pyjamas. God no.
No, not even the undergarments for that.
Yeah.
Oh, just
chuck the pyjamas in the River Weir.
Just news coming in. Chris Riggs' evening is over. I guess this is playing for the under-21s. He's picked up a knock in a challenge and hasn't quite recovered from it. He's replaced by Joseph Ryder, so he's picked up a knock.
What's the score? Get beat 1-0 or not?
It was half time 1-0. I'll see what the latest score is coming up.
But if they lose tonight, they've done ever so well, though, haven't they? The under-21s this season.
Definitely.
Oh, they're still losing. Is this a playoff? What's the playoffs for? For promotion?
Yeah.
Promote.
Aye. This team they're playing, they need finish second, like.
Aye, they've done well. So has the Lasses, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Aye.
I think next season the Lasses will get promoted.
It's such a difficult one, isn't it? Because there's only one guns up. I mean, it's harsh. And there was even rumours that Sunderland might have been like a Gateshead if the Lasses had gone up because they haven't got the facilities for the WSL, which is a bit of a joke when you see some of the grounds that Chelsea, Man City's playing.
They would if they went up. I think they'd get the stadium alight to play the home games. Surely.
Yeah. Well, no. If they go up, they'll play at the Stadium of Light.
Yeah.
Got a few more comments coming here as well. John Murray says, Avec, the cult manufacturers of safc kit. Derek's replying to you, I remember Worthy was pure class. Tiny Bobby Kerr. Colin Major says, Super Kev must have scored a hat-trick. I can't remember now.
Oh, aye.
Dougie Stewart. Marcus Stewart scored a few hat-tricks. He was a good player, Marcus Stewart, man.
Yeah.
Patrick made the Cowie strip, I think. Patrick made the Cowie strip, did they? Because I know the one I've got on is Patrick at the minute, so it could be.
Do you know that Stewart's got motor neuron disease?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
He was being interviewed earlier this year. He's still just about got it. Like he was having a bit crack on with the
Cabbie, do you wear a footy strip all the time?
um.
Or just for work?
Well, I mean, ever since I've got my YouTube channel and that, I just find it fitting to wear it in my taxi all the time, and it just goes with the channel, and it just goes with doing what I do. But I've always practically lived in my sunderland tops. The last curse is like she says, like, oh, well, you're not going out wearing that, are you? It looks chavvy. It looks. You know what I mean? But that's the way we've been born and bred, man. In Sunderland, man, it was literally painted on. On our bodies. We just never had the thing off.
I don't agree. It's
You
chavvy. It's not chavvy, is it? No.
It's a major part of our lives. The Sunderland Football Club, man. We're born and bred there. It's like, whether you like it or not, you sleep, eat, and breathe it. That's the way we've been brought up with it.
Well, I think all football fans in it.
That's what's so frustrating about hearing nothing from the club. I don't think they realise what it's like to be a Sunderland fan. Like,
They haven't a clue. They haven't a clue. It sets off your working week, how you feel. It doesn't just last an hour and a half or a couple of hours when you've won or when you've lost. It's with you for the whole of the week until the next game.
no.
I mean, you want to hear Jacob when he's doing the live commentary with Anthony Mackem and all that. He's like me. He gets proper sort of on a downer and all that. But it's just because you're passionate and you care about the club.
Yeah. Well, I'm like Peter Reid.
Monkey E. Peter Reid. Derek says, well said, Davey. Ha ha, class Davey, lad, says Topsy T to one of your comments before. Topsy T says, I think that was awful from the league stopping Gateshead as well, mate. Surely they have an option to ground share or something till they can bring their stadium up to spec. Yeah, everybody agrees. That was disgusting, that, like.
They won the FA Trophy, Gateshead, against Solihull. Solihull Moors.
Yes, I watched it.
Penalties.
Yeah.
And
kind of wanted. I wanted Solihull to win because Gateshead's more Newcastle in it. So, but it's good for them, innit? Really, they might get a bit more money which they can invest into the club.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's just South. Do you think Newcastle would help them out, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, it's south of Newcastle, innit, Gateshead? Isn't it like south of Newcastle or other side of the town?
Just the other side of the river.
Aye.
To carry on, innit? Go get lots of comments coming in here now. Most hat-tricks. Dave Halliday, says D Hall.
No, Davey. Before my time.
Possibly. No, but was it before your time, Davey?
Aye. I've heard of him, obviously I've heard of him, but...
Before your time, Cabbie?
Oh, God.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely before mine, I bet.
As Wimbledon were in the Premier League for years at Selhurst Park, I think he's regarding the Gateshead there. Derek says, wear it and be proud, sod it what everybody else thinks. The only trouble is I'm trying my best now to lose a bit of weight. It's like every son on top I've got, I look like Bella Hemberg. So the weight's gonna have to come off. Like I've been good the last few days. No bourbon biscuits, no penguin biscuits, and I'm going to be. Eh?
Rolling peaches you eat.
Oh, yeah, they've got to stop. Like, cause I want me strips to hang off as not to like look as if they're painted on us. You can see your nipples and everything, man. When I'm walking around, look like a friggin' duck-billed platypus.
Anybody see Ross Stewart come back yesterday?
He came on as a sub.
I nearly scored now.
Well, he's a dangerous player, isn't he?
Oh, he looked good, man. He looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame he left us.
It was a shame. It was a good question I heard, and now to do with Sunlight was on Talk Sport today. There's in the Football League, and I'm just talking Premier League 1, 2, Premier League Championship 1 and 2. There's 4 teams have yet to play. Only 4 teams have yet to play at the new Wembley Stadium. Can you name them? I thought that was a cracking question. That had me thinking. There's only 4 teams in the football leagues that have yet to still play at the new Wembley Stadium. I don't know if anybody in the chat can come up with some.
It is, isn't it?
I know the answer to 3. I know the answer. I know 3 teams. I'm just going to let you guys have a little think on that one.
They're not in the Premier League, will they?
No, I'll get. Well, I'm not saying out.
Oh, so he is.
Well, sort of. You'll understand.
I'm going to go. One of them I might go with Burnley.
I was just going to say Burnley.
No, it's not Burnley.
No. Luton.
I'll give you a clue when you said that. I'll give you a clue when you said the Premier League, nearly Premier League.
Oh, yeah. Just gone up then.
Leeds.
Just gone up.
Aye.
Leeds. They've never played at New Wembley.
No, Ipswich is one team that's never played at the new Wembley Stadium.
We said Leeds, didn't we, Cabbie? I don't think Leeds have ever.
Aye, they have
been there.
Leeds,
oh, they have been at New Wembley.
Yeah. They got beat. They've been a couple of times in the playoffs. Remember they got beat Doncaster in the playoff final, which stopped them from going.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Surely Accrington and Stanley haven't played, have they?
Accrington and Stanley's won. Well done, Dave.
Oh.
And
who are they?
Who are they? And there's a team in our division hasn't also never played at the new Wembley. In the Championship, there's a team that's never been. I just thought it was a really good question. I just thought it got your brain cells gone because it's something you didn't really think of.
I know it's not Plymouth because they've been at a playoff final against Wimbledon. Not Rotherham. Rotherham have been there.
Cardiff City?
No, Cardiff have been at New Wembley.
Bristol City?
Bristol. I have a feeling they might have been there, but I'm not too sure.
No.
Preston?
No. Do you want us to give you a clue?
Right.
Alan Shearer used to play for them.
Blackburn.
And I got a shot with that one.
Aye.
And
they've had some good times, Blackburn. But they were good in the 90s, and I think even they've had a few good spells, haven't they, Blackburn? It's just been stuck in Championship for a while.
Colchester United have never been to the new Wembley Stadium. Crawley Town and Hartlepool United have also not been to the new stadium.
That's more than 4.
Aye, but the other 2 teams are the out of the football leagues, if you know what I mean. But I got a surprise when they mentioned Ipswich, especially. It was just when you were saying like Premier League. There's got to be a Premier League. Every Premier League team's been there. Well, of course. Well, Ipswich is sort of there, aren't they?
Yep.
So a few people are getting it right. Derek says Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough's been to the new Wembley, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Norwich, they lost to Norwich in the playoff final.
Might get back tomorrow into the chat. You up, mate?
Alex Neil was the manager in Norwich, is that right?
Yeah, it was, and that score was 2-0 as well.
He got them promoted to the He got them promoted to the Premier League, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let's come back to the chat. Derek says Leeds v Saints. That's definitely odds on final. Pete Laycock says, hi, do you guys think a big amount of money needs to be pumped into the club?
100%.
100%.
But you don't want to go overload, do you? Because you'll do what Ellis Short did, and then we'll be in debt, and then we're back to square one. So you don't want to go crazy, though, do you?
That'll not happen. They'll just sell some assets and use that, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sell a move for about 40 million.
Well, I won't be surprised if Clark goes. We can get a lot of money for him and use that, can't we?
Yeah. Aye.
Oh, Sunderland 1, West Ham 1, Taylor.
Oh, get in.
Get in.
Captain.
Now, he's got potential, anti-Taylor and Watson.
He's been at the club years and all. He's been here ages. I remember him playing when we were in the third division, like the what is it? League One.
Oh. I think he's a Sunderland lad as well, isn't he, Taylor?
Aye, he's only ever played for Sunderland.
What's the crack with under 21s with the playoffs? Is it very similar to what we experienced, where you got your first leg, second leg?
No, it's just a winner takes all. If it's a draw against the extra time and penalties.
Yeah, I think we've got a good manager in under 21s, haven't we, Graham?
Yeah.
So if Sunderland win this, are they up, or is it just a knockout one?
No, we've got another game to play after this.
Have they?
Aye.
And that'll be the final if they get through, will it?
Yeah, be the final.
Is that at Wembley?
No.
It'd be better though, wouldn't it? It'd be good for under 21 teams to go to Wembley or under 18s. But
is there only one team gets promoted out that division as well then?
Yeah.
No, they can't be.
No, because it's Sunderland finished 7th.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really understand it.
It's complicated.
Oh, Colin Major says Derby County's not been the new Wembley.
Whoever wins between us and West Ham, I think we'll play Tottenham under 21s. I think, or it might be Reading under 21s, but
I think it's Reading. Rings a bell, that Reading.
Derek says Taylor's out of contract shortly.
They beat Nottingham.
Topsy T, exactly, need invest more, but I'd say more into improve on wages and have a balance with talented youth and proven championship players with good experience. We've been seeing balance for how long though, haven't we? Definite balance. I mean, I phoned up Radio Newcastle last week, whenever it was, and I says, do you think I'm setting my sights too high, Sunderland going for the top 2 next season? Do you think I'm being a bit? Yes, I said that to Marco.
I knew what he's gonna say before he told you.
Did you?
It's all down to budgets.
Well, I mean, he's right.
That's what gets you promoted, Cabbie. Budgets.
Yeah.
Proved it with Ipswich.
You watch Jacob, lad?
Yeah, like you said, we could try and surprise everyone, couldn't we? And do an Ipswich, but...
Well, I says to Marco, didn't I? Says, well, why the hell can't Sunderland just do what Ipswich have done? And he says, it's not as easy as that. They've got like a different infrastructure than what Sunderland have got.
They've got... Ipswich has got something similar to Newcastle.
Have they?
Yeah.
Well, why the hell can't we get something like that instead of keep getting all these cowboys coming in all the time?
We've got a billionaire, but he's got his fucking pockets are sewed up.
Big hands, short pockets.
Right.
Derek's got a lot to say on that about a billionaire. I've had some conversations with Derek. I tell you about with KLD. There's not as rich as what they say he is. Derek says no. It's a semi-final against Spurs if they win tonight. So it's only a semi-final if they win.
Maybe got me played in July.
John Murray says, have you seen the YouTube video of Newcastle Blue Star v Easington Colliery last week? Good crack, Easington took over.
Seen no light in my life.
Well, I think if they don't win a trophy soon, them Saudi owners are going to leave. They're going to get bored and leave. And I hope they don't win a trophy. You know, hope not. Wouldn't hear the end of it often, would you?
Jacobs are not in a hurry because they've got too much money to launder.
You know that absolutely have the.
And it's funny because Newcastle fans are now moaning about Eddie Howe, aren't they? They're all moaning about Eddie Howe. So, imagine if Eddie Howe leaves, who they're going to get?
Topsy
David Moyes.
David Moyes. Topsy says, Cabbie, you aren't wrong, mate. We should be pushing either way for automatics. Man the infrastructure, the fans, etc. We should be bossing that league. And Derek says, KLD is skint. Ask his mummy.
Well, why can't his mum join on the board? Get his mum to join.
I mean, how much has this Sartori got?
That's one bloke I don't really know nothing about. He appeared a couple of times on Sun Until I Die, but what else has he been doing? What is Satari's job? Does anybody know what Satari's job is or what he's doing?
No,
He's just,
can't remember now.
He owns about 10% or something.
Yes, 10%.
Or might be more now since Donald left. I think it might be 25 or something like that.
Yeah.
What about him from Sky Sports? What is he?
Jones. Is it Jones?
No, he's on the board, but what's he putting in?
When the idea is it David Jones?
Aye.
He's a Sunderland fan and all, you know.
Well, he wants to move. He's on the board.
Aye, but no, like I say, what exactly does he do?
I know.
What do you
think?
think? Oh, speaking
You think
of
he'd have some connections of getting players in, wouldn't you?
What were you going to say there, Jacob, lad?
You heard about that David Bruce guy who's coming? He's part of the business scheme or whatever.
There's a lot of Sunderland fans shining sunshine up his backside, like saying he's he's got a good brain on him. He's good. Plus he's Sunderland through and through. So there's a lot of praise. It's all positive stuff coming back from the Sunderland fans.
Well, he's already done well, and he's got Omo back. I think he's planning on getting another shop, isn't he? Another club shop. So
they're turning the ticket offers into the club shop. They're busy doing it now.
Mind you, they need to sort that out because, I mean, I know we keep saying the most important thing is what's on the pitch, but it's been a joke, the club shop, man. It's been half the time it's been closed. People have been coming from quite far places, and the club shop's been bloody shut. Even on match days, the club shop's been shut. I mean, what's that all about? Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely pathetic. And as I said, if you go online and look on the online store, there's hardly anything to choose from, really.
Well, it's easier to get a Newcastle shirt in Sunderland. Did you know that? It's easier to get a Newcastle shirt in Sunderland. How does that work?
Oh, Davey.
Can you get Sunderland pyjamas on the club shop?
Yeah, I think you can.
Oh, some red and white striped pyjamas.
Topsy T reckons, do you reckon that a number of clubs will be weaker next year as their gambles didn't pay off last season, like Hull City and West Brom?
Well, West Brom's been in trouble all season. They can't sign anybody.
No.
They've got an embargo.
They got MV but they reckon he's been an absolute disaster. I've watched a few games where MV has been and he couldn't seem to trap a bag of cement.
No.
Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
Topsy says also, that's a fair shout, Davey. What is Satori doing at the club? And he says, isn't Davy Jones like a media gimmick for the club or something?
No, sounds like it.
Well, why is that? Why don't Radio Newcastle try and get Davy Jones on board then?
Yeah, I'll suggest that next time I ring up.
Get Davy Jones.
He's good at talking, isn't he?
Well, he is, aye. Derek UK, also sales director, financial genius with the MLS. Ken says, let's hope we hear about new coach before next Monday's get-together. Well done, Cabbie, says Ken. 1-1 Appleton extra time, says Billy G. Is that actually on YouTube?
No, it's not on. I've already looked. I normally watch them on YouTube, but this one's not on for some reason. Premier League rules or something.
For God's sake.
I know.
I mean, that doesn't help the club marketing side of it. If anything, I mean, there's a lot of people, believe it or not, there's quite a high demand watching the under-21s. I've seen when YouTube's on. There's a few hundred in the chat, you know.
Aye.
Topsy says, Cabbie mate, I'm in the Navy. and work down Pompey sometimes, go to the Gosport games, and you can even get a shirt on a match day at their ground. Embarrassing, isn't it? That the word about the club shop. Well, hopefully they're going to turn these things around. Tony Huntington's just popped in. Hello, mate. Welcome. How are you doing? We have a large fan base to create finance, but the structure's been poor. EFL has blocked the screening, Cabbie, for the thingy. Bollocks, innit?
Yeah.
So the fan base create financial structure, yeah. Well, like I say, it's not been long since the end of the season. Got 44 watching. Thanks for people tuning in. So, how long would you give this silence and before, we need to rock the boat ourselves to say, hey, look, what's going on?
Well, it's past that, I think.
You think it's past that already?
I mean, the players will all be gone off on holiday now, and then there's another 2 weeks, and they must be gone away, and all they're thinking, well, what's going on here?
Well, I still give it a bit more time, but then But yeah, things don't. But I don't think they'll wait that long. I can't see it happening now.
No.
They know they've got to get it right, and I think they might. Just look at how far we've come, though. From double relegation to now, we just got to. If the seasons were switched, it'd be different, wouldn't it? We'd be saying different stuff.
Oh, I there's no doubt about it.
So this season just gone. It's been a bit of a 2 steps back, but let's just move forward. Just focus on the next season. Have a bit of a reboot and just do that.
Yeah.
We're not going down. We're slowly on the way back to where we need to be. And slowly the good times are coming back.
Do you say we're not going down, and that'll be obviously our form the last 15 games has been more than relegation material. Do you think the reason for that is because A, we're not good enough, B, the swapping and changing with constant managers, back to Dodds, back to another coach, back to Dodds again, just upset the apple cart? Or have the players got it in themselves? We're safe. We didn't have to sort of turn up. Do you think it's a mixture of everything?
There's a bit of both. It's a mixture, and of course, Mowbray leaving wouldn't have been a good feeling, would it? To switch into Michael Beale, who's dull as dishwater, but
you kind of tell me that team, because they were second off bottom in the form league. You can't tell me we haven't got players that are better than that in that squad.
Yeah,
surely, God.
Well, we know they need some strikers because that's got to hold you back.
Massive.
All right.
I mean, the likes of Clark must be thinking, what's going on here?
Well, just read a few more comments before we wrap up. We've hit the hour. Pixel Rich says, thanks, lads. Catch up with you next Monday. Topsy T says, like you alluded to before, we need something in place prior to the retainer lists are published, but part of me thinks they are shiting themselves if they don't get this right since the Beale saga. They've got egg on their faces and they want to make sure they get it right this time and want to get the best they can at their budget. And Tony says we must have someone in by June, which is literally next door. To give the guy a chance, a daft question, would you consider any of the women managers? Would you consider any women managers to manage the club?
No chance.
No chance, says Davey. What about you, Jacob?
I'm sick of seeing them on the telly.
I wouldn't shy away from it, but just as long as they're a good manager, it's all about talent, isn't it? Really, nothing else.
On the BB, Topsy says exactly, Davey. Main focus after manager is strikers. It's funny when you see on the BBC Sport, like Man United's won the FA Cup on the women's game. There's a huge, there's thousands of comments on the BBC website, and about 97% of them are just slating the women's game. They still can't get it into their heads at the fact like they're trying for equality, they're trying to get it as just on the same par as the men's game, but they're not having it. they're not having it. All the comments and stuff. You want to read them. It's comical, some of the things that they've come out with. Different game to the men's game. Of course it is. It's not like a men's game at all. Absolutely not. According to journalists at Roker Raw today, retained list in next couple of days, says Derek. So there we go.
There we are. So there'll be a manager in tomorrow.
Manager in tomorrow. Well, Jacob, cheers for popping up. You're welcome to join next week, and the same to you, Davey. You're welcome to join next week as well if you're about.
See you next week with the big news, eh?
You what, mate?
See you next week with the big news.
See us next week with the big news, yeah. So what's your plans for the rest of the night then, lads? Are you going walking your dog, Davey?
Well, the dog's sitting looking at us out there. Oh, hey, you're late.
What you said, Jacob? Are you doing much?
Nah, just chilling.
Just chilling. All right. Oh, there's a match going on tonight, isn't there? In the Premier League. Oh, it's Villa 1, Liverpool 2 at half time. And Aston Villa, of course, just need one more win, and they've consolidated themselves in a Champions League spot.
Yeah.
So far,
so what was that all a joke? Was that all a joke though? The manager tomorrow? Is that all just a pun?
I'm just saying it'd be nice to be announced tomorrow. Then we've got something to talk about next Monday.
Aye.
Well, I'm going to give Total Sport a ring tomorrow. I'm going to have a think what I can say. I'm not going to mention Davy Jones. I'll leave that to you, Davy. I want you to go, Marco. Why don't we try and get...
What's going on down there? Right, see you later, boys.
See you later, Davey. Thanks for popping on.
Take care, David.
See you later. Cheers, everybody, for tuning in as well. Thanks for watching, and we will see you at the same place, same time next Monday.
FTM.
FTM. Catch you later.